Welcome back, guys, to Perseverance Part 1. So this is a 3-part game. I'm assuming they're kind of linked in a way. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. This came out in 2018. It's free on Steam at the time of me recording this. Part 2 came out this year, and we're still waiting for a Part 3. I think there's a demo out now or something. So this is I think it's called a visual novel, and I didn't think I would like this kind of game. It's new, it's a new genre for me, but I'm actually really intrigued. I find the story intriguing. I want to know what happens to Jack and his family. It seems quite sad off the get-go, off the start. So without further ado, guys, let's continue this game. So Perseverance Part 1, let's do this. I decided I might as well talk to her. I mean, wouldn't you be curious too? So, let's be polite. I like to do things as I would do it if I was there in real life. So I would be polite. I would just go, "Hey, what are you doing here, love?" Be polite. "Hello, miss." "Hello, angry mister." "I'm not angry. My name is Jack." "I'm Jane." "Is everything all right? You look a bit lost." "Well, I guess I am. Where am I?" "We're in Greyville." "Oh, wow. Never heard of it. Is it pretty?" She's a bit odd, isn't she? "Wow. Aren't you a little, worried? How did you get here?" I don't know, really. Should I be worried?" "I have no idea. How come you don't know how you got here?" "I'd rather not say. It's embarrassing." "You can tell me. I might be able to help you." "To be honest, I have this condition. Sometimes I forget things. Like, literally. It's what happens if you live the way I do." "Which is?" "I don't make much waitressing, so sometimes I volunteer to take part in a test." "Do you know what a test is?" Not really. You know, when a pharmaceutical company wants to introduce a new drug to the market, or a bunch of shrinks want to take a look into your subconscious. You sign some papers, swallow some pills, get examined and get paid. It's simple. Unless you die in the process. Or you get invited to a random location where they put you in with some other people in an unusual situation. Then they observe your behaviour in the group and file some papers. I'm basically a part-time lab rat. It still doesn't explain how you got here. I walked for the past couple of miles. Some random guy picked me up and dropped me here. Prior to that, I guess I was taking part in a test. I think it got to do something with food. What was it about? I told you I don't remember. Besides, you're asking way too many questions, Jack. Is there someone we could call and ask to pick you up? That's another question, Jack. I guess we could call Jeff, but I doubt he would pick me up. Who's Jeff? My cat. What the hell? She's not right, is she, in the head? Okay, it seems that you are doing fine. Ugh. I'm hungry, Jack. I'll be going now. Wait. There is one thing you could help me with. Yes? I'm a little cold. Now she's a bit weird. I think she's a bit, I would be like, yeah, bye then. Bye. Okay, let's give her a jacket. There's a jacket in my car. Wait here. Here. You can have it. Thanks a lot. I'll borrow it for now, but I'd like to send it back when I get home. I didn't think you are such a kind person, Jack. You remind me of someone. Of whom? I can't remember his name. He was the guy working at the science facility. They were testing some new medicine, and I volunteered. I remember he looked kind of glum, like he was disappointed. He would stare at me through a glass window. I thought it was cute, as if he was too shy to speak. Anyways, would you give me your address so I can send your jacket back? No? Sure. I'll write it down for you. Here. Why? Why would you do that? I'll be like, no, you're not having my address, you strange person. Thanks, Joe. Joe? Thanks, Joe. I'll send it back with some gifts. It's Jack. Talk to Bob at the station down there. Ask him to fetch Hal Gifford for you, okay? He's the sheriff around here, and he'll help you. Hal Gifford. Got it. Gosh, I'm so hungry. I need to eat something. You'll figure something out. Sure. See you around, Joe. What is going on? She's a nutcase, isn't she? As I watched her walk away, I was pretty sure I'd never see that jacket again. Then again, I wouldn't be myself if I just left her like that. It was already getting late, and I still had a long way to reach my cabin. As I wasn't a big fan of driving after dark, I decided not to waste any more time. With my favourite band on the speakers, I turned on the engine and hit the road. Hit the road, Jack. The route I had to take wasn't popular, since most of the traffic moved up the highway. On one hand, it was good for the town with less cars moving through. On the other, little traffic was bad for businesses, such as Bob's. It was bad for business in general. If it hadn't been for the military base employees, the town would have dried out. A few miles out of the town, I saw a woman. Another woman? She was leaning back against her car, smoking. She appeared relaxed, enjoying the moment. Seeing her in the middle of nowhere, chilling, gave me a funny feeling. She seemed to be okay with being by herself. I thought I could use a company like that. Do we recognise her from the start, from the intro? Back then, I assumed she was just another solitary soul passing through, never to be seen again. I began to understand what Bob had been talking about, seeing new people and all. For a second, I thought about stopping and enjoying a smoke with her. It's not like it would be cheating or anything, would it? Never mind. Before I had a chance to make my mind, I passed her and kept on driving. So she's the hit woman. I had no idea what was coming for me. So yeah, we can assume that she's a hit woman out to get that other girl, that nut job. It took me forever to reach my father's land. I was tired and I didn't know why. For a second I thought about the woman from the gas station. What was her name again? Jane. Weird one, that one. I never actually met somebody who got involved in various tests and experiments for a living. The forest had always given me a sense of peace. My father had bought a large piece of land back when he was in his 20s. I wasn't sure what had been his idea for it, but since he was gone, the lands belonged to me. If I had known any better, I would have started a plantation of some sort, or chopped down part of the trees and sold them to the highest bidder. But I knew that there was something else about this place and about that cabin. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was drawn to it like a bee to a flower. 20 minutes later, I finally reached the cabin. Hidden deep in the woods, it was nearly out of reach. It was a place where I could cut off the constant noise. That was exactly what I needed. The sun was down already. I stopped in front of the door to enjoy the silence. That Jane must have been a junkie or a hooker. Probably both. I might have made a mistake by giving her my jacket and address. Yes, I would not have done the address. There's no way she could have just appeared in Greyville out of nowhere. She probably had her pimp looking for her. So I'm thinking that in the jacket, oh yeah, she's gonna, that woman, that hit woman's gonna see the address, and that's how the link is with these. Oh Jesus, it's gonna get messy. The sheriff would take care of it for sure. Yes, I got a feeling that hit woman's gonna go to our house and get Natalie and Hope. Oh shit, that's bad. I wanted to enjoy the forest tranquility, but I couldn't. A dog was barking somewhere in the distance. I thought it was just a stray mutt. After a few seconds, the barking stopped. I let out a heavy sigh and opened the door. I instantly felt the familiar smell of wood and old blankets. Somewhere else. So this is back with Jane. What's that, a tooth? Okay, we're back inside the cabin with Jack. Looks very nice. First thing I did was find some matches and build a fire. It was a long time since I stayed at the cabin. The air inside had gone stale. The furniture was covered in thick dust. Judging by the smell, a fungus had crept in somewhere. It felt like home. I didn't have the energy to take care of it. As soon as I got inside, all my weariness caught up with me. I tossed my bag into the bed and sat down beside it. The worn-out wood creaked under my weight. I thought that I'd finally have a chance to relax. I was wrong. As soon as I sat down, my phone started to ring. The usually cheerful ringtone was now almost painful to listen to. I remember the times when you needed to walk around the house to get a signal. Now these bloody things can catch up with you even in the middle of nowhere. I reached down for my phone and checked the screen. There was a single name on it. Natalie. Right. I was supposed to call her. Was it already time for an aftermatch? Can't say I was ready, but I couldn't simply ignore her either. Hello, Nat. Hi, Jack. How was the road? It was fine. I just got settled. Listen, about earlier. I think all has been said, Jack. Can you please just for a second stop pretending like you know it all? Okay. You are right. I'm not over what happened to us. But all I wanted was for Hope to be happy. I wanted to spend more time with her. That's why I suggested we go for a hunt together. Did it ever cross your mind to actually ask her about what she likes? Nat, she doesn't know what she's into. I can give her a hammer and a big bag of nails and she'll be into carpentry. She's just a kid. It's up to us to show her the options. I think you're underestimating her. She ain't a small kid anymore. You said it yourself. Well, I think you're overestimating her. Guess we're in a pickle here, aren't we? Yes, we are. I can't stay mad at you, Jack. Even if you hurt me to the core. I'll make it up to you, Nat. Anyways, the hospital just called. Apparently they got some hard junkie case over there. I need to take a nighter and put Hope to sleep early. I can see where this is going. Is she going to be okay? Yeah, don't worry. I asked Hal to check on her later. He said it's fine. When Hope's out, she's out for good. Speaking of the little devil, she wants to talk to you. Hold on. Hi, Dad. Hi, sweetie. Mum said there was something on your mind? Yes. I was thinking very hard about the hunting, and I come up with a great idea. Listen. I'm all ears. What if instead of shooting animals, we catch them? We could later bring them home and tame them in the backyard. I would take good care of them and... Hope, sweetie. I'm going to say it's a great idea for now. It's obviously not a great idea, but we don't want to hurt her feelings. That's a great idea, Hope. It was an awful lie, I know, but hearing how proud she was of her idea, I simply couldn't bring myself to break it to her. Sadly, I'd always been a poor liar. You don't sound convincing, Dad. Oh, she's crying again. Well, you see, we can't just tame wild animals. They're much happier in the wild. That's where they belong. Then, maybe we could at least get a dog? I always wanted one. A dog can protect me and Mum if something scary happens. And he can be my best friend. Hope, we've talked about it already. A dog is a huge responsibility. And with me and Mum working, we wouldn't be able to take care of it properly. I could take care of it myself. Maybe this way Mum could come on a trip with us. She wouldn't be so scared of the forest if there was a big dog next to her, right? We'll talk about it when I get back. But, Dad... Anyway, I heard you'll be staying alone tonight. No scary movies, okay? Okay, nothing scary, I promise. Don't tell Mum, but I'll be watching Princess Dragon. Princess Dragon? Aren't you a bit old for a fairy tale? It's my favourite movie. How do you know it's a fairy tale if you have never seen it? Well, I asked you to watch it with me once, remember? You never did. We only do things you want to do. Dear, dear me. I'm sorry. I've been busy, okay? Yeah. Because you're always sitting in your shed with your monster car. Or you're out somewhere far without me. Have fun by yourself, Dad. Oops. She hung up on me. That was the first. It wasn't a proper way to act for a child. I realised that I never noticed how quickly she became like her mother. She was all Natalie, all right. For a moment, I just sat there, staring blankly at the screen of my phone. As soon as I had nothing to really focus on, all the thoughts I've been trying to suppress throughout the day started to come out. Thoughts about Natalie, thoughts about Hope, too scared to tell her that she didn't want to spend time with me the way I thought she wanted. Tears in her eyes when she asked if I would rather have a son. And the discussion we just had. I knew I would need to face these things eventually, but not at the moment. Back then I just wanted to rest. Was that too much to ask for? I reached into my bag and poured out the extra bottle I bought at Bob's. Another one should be somewhere around. I felt like emptying both. The bottle felt heavy in my hands, full of golden liquid. I looked down on the label, only to notice something unexpected. Hey, look, old man, isn't it your favourite brand? These days, thoughts about my father rarely cross my mind. So when I saw the label, I couldn't help but smile. How many times have we drunk it together? Twice? Once for my 21st birthday, and once again when I came back to take care of you. You promised to drink with me again when my first child was born. You ran out of time, old man. I knew that if I took a sip, this conversation would go south. That's why I decided to... Can we just go to sleep? Let's drink. I want to see why would it go south for. You know, we were never close, you and I. But I still wish we had spent more time together. So there was issues then with Jack and Jack's father. I always hoped that you would take me into the world and show me its beauty. I always hoped for us to travel. I thought that you'd be my guide on a tour filled with stunning landscapes and exciting dangers. But you were always more of a provider than a father. I wish you could have met Hope and Natalie. I feel like you would have liked her. She's as tough as nails. That's what I love about her. You both have this no-nonsense attitude. Well, at least towards things you consider nonsense, which is everything, most of the time, yeah. I know you dedicated yourself to providing a comfortable life for me and Mother. I can respect that. I still miss you, you know. My favourite time with you was sitting together in the kitchen early in the morning before you took off to work. Those were the only times you would really talk to me. I wish you had taught me more about being a man. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I could have learned so much from you. Look at me now. Even though my family isn't starving, I feel like I'm failing them. I failed so many times. I was too young and too stupid. Should we keep this conversation going? It gives us a good insight between Jack and his father, I think. So, but you know what's even worse? I used you. I used your sickness as an excuse. I knew I wasn't smart enough to get a degree. It was so obvious. I'm too stupid for studies. Yet you and Mum sacrificed so much so I could at least try. You wanted me to move out of Greyville. You used to call it the end of the road. Failing would mean betraying your trust, wasting your sacrifice. I wasn't allowed to fail. So I quit before I had a chance to fail. I used your sickness as an excuse to abandon my education. I ran away before I had a chance to formally disappoint anybody. Before I had a chance to disappoint myself. I miss you, but at the same time, I hate you. Because when I look at myself now, all I can see is you. The worst parts of you. I am my father's son. Well, bless me, Father. I don't even know what my own daughter is like. I don't know what she needs. I don't know her at all. It's like I've been daydreaming for the last couple of years, unaware that Hope became something different from what I wanted her to be. Up until now, I only saw what I wanted to see. I wanted her to be me, because I believed that this way I could make up for your mistakes. I stopped trying to teach her anything. I was trying to shape her, ignoring who she already was. Instead of supporting her, I forced on her all the things I didn't get from you. What the hell, man? I'm trying so hard not to repeat your mistakes, and yet I fail every single day. The one good thing about all this is that we created a bond, and that's something worth fighting for. Let's get wasted. Things would have been different if you had still been here. I wouldn't have left college, yeah, and I wouldn't have come back here. But I would still be in love with Natalie. This much would never change, no matter what. But if you were still around, maybe I would have had the chance to cope with all that happened later. Maybe I would have learned earlier that a role of the father is not to have all the answers, but to support the child along the way. And with your support, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe my son wouldn't. He wouldn't have died the way he did. Maybe if I had just paid more attention, Sam would be here. It's all your fault, you stupid shit. You haven't taught me squat. How the hell was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to be ready? That was too much excitement for one day. I didn't feel like indulging myself into a drunken trip down memory lane any longer. Besides, I was looking forward to some quiet time next day. I put the bottle away and dozed off. Somewhere else. Reporting in. What's the status? She is on the move again. I found her tracking device. It looks like she ripped it away with her own teeth. Ah, that's the blood, wasn't it, we saw in the sink? I've spoken with a guy who saw her at the local gas station. Seems she got tangled up with the local authorities. Nothing I can't handle. This better not influence your schedule. It won't, sir. Good. You have 24 hours to contain the situation. Keep a low profile. Yes, sir. The additional asset has been involved, by the way. Once the target is contained, we will have another task for you. Understood. Alright guys, I'm going to leave that one there again. I'm not sure how long this whole game is, part 1 is. We'll soon find out. It ends when it ends. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and well, I'll see you on the next part. So until then, take care.